Well, Stu, reflecting after last night's 2-2 draw at St James's Park, I thought it was one of the best games I've seen for a very long time. I can't remember seeing a game as exciting as that.
Certainly not this season, no, not at St James's Park. Yeah, it had a bit of everything, didn't it?
I mean, West Brom knew they had to come here and try and win because they are 6 points behind.
Yeah.
Still 6 points behind now, but what I was impressed with Newcastle was the resilience. They hit back twice, and obviously Peter Lovenkran's a very emotional moment.
Yeah, I think everyone watching it had a lump in the throat when he was celebrating afterwards, didn't he? But and they deserved to come back both times. There's a few things that were quite alarming, I think, after the match. But as you say, you can't knock the spirit and the way they came back against West Brom team who looked quite impressive.
Yeah, I mean, there was only 39,000 and odd there last night. I mean, were you surprised by that crowd figure? I thought it would be near on a sellout. I thought there'd be a lot of walk-ups.
Yeah, but it was a good atmosphere, and certainly they backed the team completely. There's still a lot more than obviously anybody else is getting in the Championship.
Yeah, it's a massive crowd. Roberto Di Matteo's side, I was expecting them to come here and play good football.
Yeah.
They did do that in patches, but I thought they were very dirty, man. I know you disagreed with my marks for the referee a little bit.
They were definitely very rough. There's no two ways about that, and I think they got some people's backs up, didn't they? And another day, Newcastle definitely could have had some penalties. Some of the challenges in the box, they were quite lucky to get away with some of them, weren't they? But but the other end, Newcastle did ride the luck. I mean, Miller missing that one at the end as well was, and then 99 times out of 100 he's going to stick that away, isn't he? So I think a draw is probably fair. Would you say?
Yeah, I think a draw was definitely fair. But I mean, I think the fact there was a bit of I'm not going to let this go. There was a bit of an edge to the game, I thought, and I just you know me, I'm a great believer in getting stuck in, and let's see some old blokes tackling, basically. You know what I mean? But as I said, old blokes tackling. That's us playing five-a-side. But I just think that the referee last night, he was just a little bit off the off the map with some of his decisions.
Yeah.
He was getting assessed by George Courtney, the old World Cup referee in the stands. So I'd like to read that report.
That's right. Although interesting, I think Newcastle went for one and the hard stuff was flying around. They certainly didn't pull out of any challenges, I don't think, either. So it was nice to see us having that bit of steel as well.
Yeah, Alan Smith, some magnificent tackles, and Kevin Nolan, you know what you're going to get from him. And a few goals from him as well, although he did miss a couple of chances.
Yeah, and Alan Smith, I still like to see more from Alan Smith. I think you cannot knock his commitment, and as you say, he threw himself in the way of that one just near the end after Miller's missed, didn't he? And that's superb. But I just think at home against a side which wants to sit back, as West Brom did, and hit us on the break, we need more from a former Champions League of England national player than just ball winning and throwing himself in front of the tackles. You and I would do that if we were fit enough, wouldn't we?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I mean, what do you make of his lack of goals? I know he sits in front of the back foot, but it's incredible, isn't it, that this player that had such a golden touch basically at Leeds when he was a kid coming through, that he's gone 3 years without scoring a goal.
It's incredible. I appreciate he's playing a very, very different role now. But I just like to see. I know he's perfectly capable of doing more than just 3-yard passes and being a bit of a midfield terrier. I think that he's a much better player than that, and I think that was a perfect game yesterday for him to get hold of the ball and start dictating the play.
Well, we'll see what happens in part 2 of Newcastle West Brom on Saturday.